Alright, normally, right now I'd do some really stupid intro and then say what's going on, guys, but I'd like to take the first minute of this video to say, please stop overpaying for ghost face masks and basically any Fun World Fantastic face, please. People are actually paying like $130 for the 25th anniversary mask when I just bought one off of Lord Grimley's Manor. I am not sponsored by them, but you should check them out anyway. I just bought one off of them for like 20 bucks shipped. Why? Because I felt like it, and I know that I could probably sell it for like $200 in the next, I don't know, 2 years. Look at this. Why is this so much money? I can find this at my Goodwill for $2. And it won't have the shit stain on the forehead. Stop. Spooky Guy 444 here, back at you with another video. As you guys may know, that normally I like to do these tier lists. And the tier lists are still fun. I really want to do more. But I'm going to switch it up on you guys. As you know, last month it was March. Wow, no fucking does. And that means that college basketball was having March Madness. I don't even really know what March Madness is because I haven't watched basketball literally all my life. I just kind of play it when I feel like it. But there's these things called Madness brackets. And basically, it's you take a big old list, I'll just put it right here, big old list of people, and then you rank them tournament style to see who is the overall best in the middle. And basically, I'm going to be doing that, but if you saw a couple days, I guess by the time you're seeing this, weeks ago, I asked you guys, what are your top 3 Spirit Halloween animatronics? I took the results, I lined them all up, and I made a madness bracket. However, I had to immediately disqualify Barnyard Butcher. And that broke my heart. Because he is my favorite animatronic, so I'm just not going to give myself the bias, because I'm sure if you've watched my channel for a while, you know that my favorite is Barnyard Butcher. Has been that way since I joined the community. And with that being said, I decided to take him off, and he was actually pretty high up in terms of votes. So I took him off and basically just replaced him with another animatronic that had lesser votes. So yeah, with that being said, not much for me to say. Let's get right into today's video. Oh, and here it is. We have a lot of props. I'm not even sure how many I have here. I had to actually put some in because I didn't get enough votes. But yeah, we have a random assortment of Spirit Halloween animatronics throughout the past over 20 years. And I'm definitely, no, not over 20. Over the past 15 years. And I'm excited to actually get into this video. This is one that I have wanted to do for a couple days now. It's definitely an interesting pick. And yeah, it's going to be definitely a long one, just looking at it. But not much for me to say. Let's get right into this tournament with a heated one to kick us off. Wacky Mo versus Pumpkin Nestor. Oh my. This one's going to hurt a lot of people, but it's really easy for me. So I'm going to go Pumpkin Nestor. It's just, dude, I'm going to get so much shit for this. Wacky Mo is so overrated. I like him, but he's so overrated. Pumpkin Nestor is too, but Pumpkin Nestor just this past for some reason, these past 2 months, I really want him. I don't know why, but Spirit should bring him back. All right, and then I'm going to get a lot of shit for this next one too. Oh my god. Yeah. Grim versus Reaper of Souls. I'm going to get a lot of shit for this, but you know what? That's the shock factor. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I really am. I didn't want to have to do that, but Reaper of Souls is another one that I've never really cared for, but I also could just have recency bias for Grim. But even then, Grim's not my favorite thing ever either. I still greatly prefer the Inferno Reaper over Grim. But yeah, I've never been a big Reaper of Souls guy. And I know I'm going to get shit on as soon as this video drops just for that take. Yeah, I'm going to get shit on for this next one too. Forest Demon versus Mr. Dark. I've never cared for... I've never really cared for Forest Demon all that much at all. I'll give him credit where it's due. He's a really badass concept. But Mr. Dark is Mr. Dark, and it's man. Bone Collector versus Ghostface. I don't know. This one's kind of in the middle. For me personally, this is an easy pick, but I'm going to go Ghostface. And this is the 2011 one, by the way. This isn't the terrible 2021 model. But yeah, 2011 Ghostface, he's really cool. Like I said, stop overpaying for fantastic faces. Alright, Towering Clown versus Henry Hustle. This could go both ways depending on who you are, but for me personally, I'm going Henry. I've just always kind of, oh my god, okay. I've always preferred Henry. I've always thought he's like a top 10 clown animatronic. Now, Towering Clown is cool. Shameless plug, if you haven't seen Impact of Towering Clown, I highly recommend you watch it. Because we probably wouldn't have Henry without Towering Clown. To be fair. But, yeah, I mean, Henry's just better. Rosemary versus Peekaboo Clown. This is no competition, and I hope most of you agree. That one's an easy pick for me. Rosemary's Rosemary. She's badass. And Peekaboo's good. I like Peekaboo, but, you know, because I have my eyes closed, just kind of puts him down like 4 tiers away from Rosemary for me. Howler versus Untimely Death. This is another one that can go both ways depending on if you're biased to one company over another, because I know there's people that are like that. And if you know me, I have some hardcore seasonal visions bias, so I'm going Untimely Death. I really, really want her, especially recently, because I got haunt plans. I have a lot of haunt plans. And yeah, I've always just been a big I've always been a big Untimely Death fan. I thought she was always been pretty cool, but just recently, really like her. I think in concept, she's cool. And I think if they ever brought her back, I think they could do a lot more with the urn and make it like an LCD screen and have like a floating ghost inside. I think that would be sick. That would cost a lot of money, though, and Seasonal Visions is cheap as fuck, so. Mad Scientist from 2008 versus the Ghost Girl with Head from 2007. Just to clarify, this is the Black Dress Dawn of the Dead. This is another easy one for me because I've never been a big fan of Mad Scientist. I don't know why. I just don't care for him. Like, he's not bad, but he's just one that I've never cared for at all. So that's the first section. Let's get into this next one here. And we got Jack Straw versus the Rising Reaper of Death. This is another one I'm going to get absolutely shit on for, but I'm going Rising Reaper of Death. I like Jack Straw, but I prefer Demonic Dahlia a lot more. And I don't know, I've always really liked the Rising Reaper of Death. I love the red and black color scheme. The audio is super menacing, and I've always, if there was a Rising character that I want, it would either be him or it would be the 6-foot doll. I really like both of them a lot. So, Witch of Stolen Souls versus Wolf Spitter. This is one that I would hope would be easy for most people. Witch of Stolen Souls absolutely wipes Wolf Spitter. I like Wolf Spitter. Don't get me wrong, but it's Witch of Stolen Souls. She's incredible. One that I really hope that they bring back soon. The Techie Toys 2011 Harvester versus Chester the Chest Ripper. I'm not even gonna mess around with this one. This one should be obvious. 2011 Harvester, duh. And then, once again, Toxic Zombie from 2008 versus the 2010 Freddy Krueger. I'm not even going to mess around with this one either. That's a no-brainer. Possessed Wallhanger versus Jack-O-Lunger. This one can go either way, depending on who you are. But for me, personally, I'm going Possessed Wallhanger. I love her. I'm happy I got the remake, if Morris ships it before November 30th of 2024. Nightcrawler versus the Jimmy Crypt Keeper. This is a really random matchup. That's so weird. And I'll probably get shit on for this, but Jimmy Crypt Keeper is just so cool. I love the Jimmy Crypt Keeper. And I hate how stupid rare it is. Because it's cool. And yeah, it was the first life-size spirit ever saw. I think it was mainly at Spencer's, but correct me if I'm wrong. 2008 Jason versus the 2008 Hannibal Lecter. This is another easy one for me, but you could go both ways depending on who you are. I've never been a big fan of Hannibal, and I don't really care for the 2008 Jason either, but I adore the 2010 one. But yeah. Convulsing Nurse versus Mommy's Favorite. I'm not even going to toy with this one either. That is such an easy pick. Convulsing Nurse. Alright, and now we're on to the next side. Rob Zombie Michael Myers versus Grinning Gertrude. That's another no-brainer, but I'm going to give Grinning Gertrude her credit where it's due. I love her. I think she's one of the best sculpted SVI props ever. It'd be cool if they brought her back, but just with Seasonal Visions and their track run of making things have latex faces, I don't think I'd ever want to see her back just for that main reason. Two Scoops versus Bloody Bag of Jokes. I might get shit on for this, but Two Scoops, I love Two Scoops so much, dude. It's like, if there's a prop that I want the most right now that's like available at a decent price, Two Scoops is it. I'm gonna ask for either Two Scoops or Bloody Bag for my birthday, depending on either or if they're for sale still, but Two Scoops. Krampus versus Deadlift Zombie. That's another really random matchup, and I might get shit on depending on the person, but I'm going Deadlift Zombie. I love Deadlift. I think Deadlift is dope. Another one of my, he's one of my personal favorites from 09 other than Rob Zombie. Like, Rob Zombie is probably my favorite prop from 2009. But, yeah, 2009. And then Deadlift is another one of my favorites. There's a lot of really good stuff from 09 that gets, like, really overlooked. Not Rob Zombie, but in general. All right, 2020 Harvester of Souls versus Broken Spine Girl. This is tough. Because these are both stupid popular animatronics, and I don't care for either. I like what both of them have these really cool concepts, but I feel like both also could have executed them better. That's the best way I can describe it. But I think I'm gonna go Harvester. But I don't really care for either of them that much. I'd buy either of them at a very cheap price. Like, I'm talking like under 200, maybe 200 on the dot actually, for either or at like a local sale. I'm not gonna buy one online. All right, Aiden K, I know you are watching this. Limb Ripper versus Grave Grabber. I want to mentally tear you apart with this. I have my choice, but I want to know if the Grave Grabber cult and the Limmy cult have theirs. Because this is a very polarizing matchup that I think will start a nice little comment war. But I'm going to go Limb Ripper because it's Limb Ripper. He's a really cool, awesome sculpt for a werewolf. One of the more, I don't want to say unique werewolves, but I like his design a lot. And the fact that he's a 6-foot wolf, which we literally have not seen since 2017. And that was a remake, so... No, 2018 had some wolves, but they suck. Yeah, Limb Ripper. He's cool. Rising Pumpkin Reaper versus Poppin' Goblin. This is another one that I feel like could go either way. Personally, though, I'm going Poppin' Goblin because I think Poppin' Goblin is like one of the funniest little dudes ever, even though he will probably burn my house off everyone. I just love that vintage aesthetic that he has to him. Like, he pops out of a blow mold pumpkin. Like, that's so funny. Why has no company like kind of capitalized on like vintage looking stuff? Seasonal Visions aside last year with the hangers, but like I'm talking like animatronic vintage stuff. Like, that'd be cool. Like a vintage line of animatronics. But yeah, Poppin' Goblin, he's cute. Pinhead versus Demonica. I think depending on who you are, this is another one that can go either way, but I'm gonna go Demonica. Demonica's one of my favorites from Spirit overall. She's awesome. I prefer Damien, but Damien wasn't exclusive to Spirit, so I didn't put him on the list. I kept it to exclusives the best that I could. There might have been like one or two that slipped in, or at least started as exclusives, but then got branched out. Yeah, so Demonica, just personal preference. I like her more. Hauntress versus Waving Wally. That's actually tough, because I like both of them. But I'm gonna go Wally, because I think he's just creepier. Though I will give Hauntress, she's one of the most effective jump scares Spirit's ever sold. And I give her credit where it's due because, you know, it's not just jumping out at you or jumping up. It's like lurching sideways, and I think that it has a ton of potential to have some really good, small, cheap characters to it, like a Scarecrow or a clown, anything. But they did Ghostface, and I was like, why? Yeah, so, but yeah, Waving Wally. All right, fourth quarter, and then we're actually getting on to, like, actual rounds, not just the beginning. Shorty versus Chained to the Grave. Another really random matchup, but actually kind of hard. I hate that this is hard, but I'm gonna go with Chained. I'm gonna get killed for that probably. I just prefer Chained over Shorty. I'd rather buy Chained than Shorty. I just don't have any use for a Shorty, and I could get more use out of Chained. But that's not to say that Shorty's bad, because Shorty's probably one of the better party time animatronics to be released. But he's never been my cup of tea. Just never cared for him. 2010 Uncle Charlie versus Swinging Scarecrow. This one's a no-brainer for me, but I guess depending on who you ask, this might be kind of tough. But Swinging Scarecrow, for sure. He's one that I really like, but he's always really expensive, and like his retail is expensive. The Swingers retails are expensive. Why are they $200? So, personally, Swinging Scarecrow, but I'd probably never own one because they're always so expensive. Towering Chain Ghost versus Midnight Countess. That's hard. That's hard. And I think the Jimmy bias people are going to kill me for this, but I'm going Towering Chain Ghost. I just love that he looks like a Haunted Mansion ghost so much. I love his mold. I love his stance. I love his audio. I love everything about him. And he's probably my favorite of 2016. He's so painfully underrated. But I'm not going to sit here and just discredit Midnight Countess, because Midnight Countess also smacks so insanely hard. Her outfit is amazing. Her audio is cool. Love her lighting. Her lighting is excellent. But, yeah, Towering Chain Ghost. Deadly Roots versus Twilight Twitcher. This is another one that can kind of flip-flop depending on who you ask, but I'm going to go with Twilight Twitcher for sure. I've just never been a big Roots guy. But this is not to dismiss Deadly Roots, because I know that he's a big talk of the town. Alright, and this next one, Zombie Bait versus Regan. This is another absolutely no-brainer. And I'd hope that it'd be that case for everybody, but I'm going with Regan. Regan is just... she's probably the objectively best morbid animatronic. Best selling. In my opinion, the best looking. The only downfall is the hair gets caught all the time, and it looks stupid when she spins her head back around, but I think she's dope. It's actually one that I'd like to own if I could find it for a decent price. Like, I like the Regan animatronic a lot. Alright, Headbanger versus the 2011 Flesh Eater. This is a no-brainer for me. It might be a no-brainer for some people too, but the 2011 Flesh Eater is awesome. It has an excellent sculpt. The motion is a classic motion. Other than the audio quality, like, it absolutely wipes its 2020 counterpart. I'm sorry for the 2020 Flesh Eater fans out there, because I know you guys exist. But yeah, I love 2011 Flesh Eater. He's great. Great one from Wasteland. Probably my favorite from Wasteland, other than Rosemary. 2020 Gatekeeper versus Evil Scientist. Oh, that's hard. That's actually so hard. Why is this so hard? I'm going to phone a friend for this one. Okay, I have a question for you.
Okay.
2020 Gatekeeper or 2014 Evil Scientist?
What kind of question is that?
Which one is better?
I'm confused, but scientist.
Okay, thank you. Alright, you heard it from the man, UVB Halloween. We're going Evil Scientist. Alright, and then our final little roundup here to finally finish off the beginning. We have Little Nestor versus the High Voltage Fenced In Zombie. Personally, it's Fenced In Zombie. It's just like, Fenced In Zombie is such a cool one. I love Fenced In Zombie, but like, Little Nestor's cool too, but it's not Pumpkin Nestor good. So I'm gonna go with Fenced In Zombie. Probably one of my favorites from 2017. I think it's one that's like heavily slept on for 2017. Alright, and we are now beginning the quarterfinals. No, we're just doing second rounds. Quarterfinals is next. So we have Pumpkin Nestor versus Grimm. We got the old heads versus the new heads, and I'm gonna go with Pumpkin Nestor again. I've just always liked Pumpkin Nestor, especially now. For some reason, he's like really grown on me. So shout out Pumpkin Nestor, but I'm sorry to the Grim fans that I just disappointed with this video. Mr. Dark versus Ghostface. This one's gonna be really polarizing. I might get shot. Mr. Dark. I like the Ghostface animatronic, don't get me wrong, but like it's Mr. Dark. It's like it's Mr. Dark. Like I can't do anything else other than Mr. Dark. Like come on. Come on, it's Mr. Dark. Henry Hustle versus Rosemary. This one's personally another no-brainer. Rosemary takes it, but don't discredit Henry. Henry smacks. Untimely Death versus Ghost Girl with Head. Untimely Death takes it again. Just like I said, this one kind of just depends on who you are, but shout out Ghost Girl with Head. Rising Reaper of Death versus Witch of Stolen Souls. Another easy one. Witch of Stolen Souls. Fire prop. 2011 Harvester versus 2010 Freddy is a no-brainer. 2010 Freddy. Possessed Wallhanger versus Jimmy Crypt Keeper. That is tough. That's actually kind of hard. I'm gonna go Wallhanger. But that's stupidly close. And I feel like depending on the day that you ask me that could change. Because Crypt Keeper is really, really cool. Definitely underrated just because of how old it is. And it's like so vintage and different from anything else. License-wise that Jimmy or Spirit ever did. So yeah. Jason versus Convulsing Nurse is also really tough. Oh, God. That's actually so hard. Oh, fuck. Oh, okay, I just got back from eating dinner. If you have not tried the Chick-fil-A dip sauce, Chick-fil-A sauce, highly recommended. That shit smacks on anything at all. Please listen to me and what I'm saying, because it is so good. You will, don't miss out. Don't sleep on the Chick-fil-A sauce. All right, and we're back to the tournament. So we got Rob Zombie Michael Myers versus Two Scoops. Like, it shouldn't be as close as I feel like it is for me personally, because I really love Two Scoops, but like it's Rob Zombie Michael Myers. So it's like I have to, because it's Rob Zombie Michael Myers, but Two Scoops is like one of my this is probably my favorite clown animatronic ever. I love him to death, but Rob Zombie Michael Myers. Deadlift Zombie versus the 2020 Harvester of Souls. I'm gonna get killed for this, but Deadlift Zombie. It's Deadlift Zombie. It's I love Deadlift. I don't know why. I just think he's such a cool, simple, really slept on animatronic from 09. And like, don't get me wrong, because Harvester of Souls objectively is better than Deadlift, but I just prefer Deadlift more. And this is all opinion based. This isn't like, you know, which is the best, like selling wise, popularity wise, blah blah blah. Limb Ripper versus Poppin' Goblin. I'm gonna give it to Limb Ripper. Demonica versus Waving Wally. I'm giving it to Demonica. Both of those were just kind of easy for me, but both Wally and Poppin' Goblin are still pretty cool pieces. Chain to the Grave versus Swinging Scarecrow is another easy one for me. Swinging Scarecrow for sure. And then Towering Chain Ghost versus Twilight Twitcher. I might get some heat for this one, but I'm going Towering Chain Ghost again. Towering Chain Ghost has grown on me a lot. And even when he didn't grow on me, he was awesome. I always loved Chain Ghost. Alright, Morbid Reagan versus the 2011 Flesh Eater. That is hard. Wow, that's hard. Okay. We're gonna phone in a friend. Hey, Jaden, buddy, how are you?
How are you?
I'm good. I have a question for you.
What's up?
Morbid Enterprises Reagan or 2011 Flesh Eater?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I'm struggling too. Think long and hard.
Oh, no. I love them both so much. That's so hard. I'd probably have to go Reagan because I fucking love that movie.
Reagan?
Yeah.
Alright, you have a blessed day, Jaden.
You too.
Alright, you heard it from Jaden the Haunter, the Gemmy Collector. We're going with the Morbid Reagan. Evil Scientist versus High Voltage Fenced In Zombie. I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this one too, but I'm going Fenced In Zombie. It's Fenced In Zombie, dude. I've always loved Fenced In Zombie. He's a really underrated one. One I'd like to own, but not for a lot of money. I wouldn't be paying a lot for him. And we're on to the quarterfinals. Let's get this bread. This is one that I am so excited for. We have Pumpkin Nestor versus Mr. Dark. God, that's hard. Okay. I'm gonna get flagged for this, but I'm so sorry. I'm going Mr. Dark. Mr. Dark is so cool. I'm going Dark. Rosemary versus Untimely Death. That's easy. Rosemary. But, yeah, I'm sorry for my Pumpkin Nestor boys out there. Witch of Stolen Souls versus 2010 Freddy. 2010 Freddy. I'm sorry for my Stolen Souls fans. It's just how I be feeling. Wallhanger versus Jason. I am going to get killed for this. I know for a fact I am. I'm going Possessed Wallhanger. Oh, I'm gonna die for that. But I've just never been the biggest fan of the 2008 Jason. But I love the 2010. If it was the 2010 one, this would be a completely different outcome. But, yeah, sorry. Rob Zombie Michael versus Deadlift. No brainer. That's easily Rob Zombie. Limb Ripper versus Demonica. I'm going Demonica because she's Demonica. She's awesome. Swinging Scarecrow versus Chain Ghost. We got the 2016 ones going up. We had 09s up there a second ago. I'm going with Chain Ghost again. Probably going to get shot for that. Chain Ghost should not be this high in a tournament list with Spirit Props. Reagan versus Fenced-In Zombie. Ooh. I'm gonna give it to Fenced-In Zombie, but it's close. It's very, very close. And now we're on to the finals. Semifinals. We're on to the semifinals. Mr. Dark versus Rosemary. Oh, that's hard. That's tough. Ooh, it really changes on the day, but we're gonna go Rosemary for now. And then we have 2010 Freddy versus Wallhanger. That's going to Freddy easily. Rob Zombie versus Demonica is another really tough one, but I'm gonna give the edge to Rob Zombie. Towering Chain Ghost versus Fenced-In Zombie. I'm giving the edge to Chained Ghost again. Still, I don't understand how a Chain Ghost got this high. Semifinals. This is to take it to the finals. Rosemary versus 2010 Freddy. Both of them are awesome, but it's definitely 2010 Freddy. And then Rob Zombie versus Chain Ghost. It's definitely Rob Zombie, but Chain Ghost is still awesome. Now, the finals. 2010 Freddy Krueger versus Rob Zombie Michael Myers. These are my two favorite licensed horror characters, and they both come from very, very bad movies. So I'm kind of in a bit of a pickle. Because I do love both of these animatronics, but it really does depend on the day. I know Freddy has been in my top 10 and Rob Zombie hasn't. And Freddy still kind of is in my top 10 depending on the day. But, wow, that's hard. I gotta really think long and hard on this one. Oh. Ah. Hey, creepy greeter. What you gotta say about this?
Respectfully speaking, guy, I had to give it to the 2010 Freddy.
I don't know why creepy greeter sounds like Kanye West, but he's telling me that it should be 2010 Freddy. And just like that, that is the Spirit Halloween Madness bracket. If you want to see more of these Madness brackets, comment down below. I'll be glad to do like Gemmy ones, Halloween store ones. I'd probably have to make it way smaller though for Halloween stores. And just overall other fun stuff, because this was a fun video to do, calling with the two people. Shout out UVB Halloween and Jay and the Haunter, the Jimmy Collector. Yeah, this was a fun video to make, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. And I'm probably going to enjoy editing it, because this is a long video. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy. I'm Spooky Guy 444, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.